Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to our garden. Today's episode is 5 plants that I love in my garden that have grown really large with big, huge blooms in a very short period of time. I have loved all of these plants. These are all ones that are tried and trues in my garden, things that I've grown for multiple years that I've tested. They grow so quick. The blooms are impressive. The bees and the hummingbirds absolutely love them, and they're all ones that you should add into your garden. Let's jump into it. The very first one that I want to talk about is petunias. I feel like they might be overrated for a lot of people, but they just make such big impact in the garden. You get so much color out of just a few plants. My favorite ones are the ones from Proven Winners. They do have a really good selection of petunias. These ones right here are called Bermuda Beach. They're beautiful. They get about 2 feet wide and then they get about 18 inches tall. They're really, really good in the garden. They can handle full intense sun and they can do with a little less watering. I will say that all the plants I'm going to show you today are on irrigation, so they do get regular watering, which I do think is extremely important. I've seen some people who've said that they have failed with some of these plants, and they've also said that they weren't on irrigation. So get your plants on irrigation to get the best success. So all of my petunias get weekly water soluble fertilizer, and that is so important for your petunias to continuously bloom. Make sure you're feeding them. These guys right here were planted April 15th and they have just bloomed and they have grown so fast. When I first planted them, they were in a little teeny tiny 4-inch can, and this is what they look like today. This next one that I want to talk about is scabiosa, and I love scabiosa. It's also known as pincushion flower. It's also a full sun lover. I planted these guys. They were teeny tiny. These were planted on March 8th. This is 3 plants right here, and I tend to put them pretty close together. The perennial scabiosa gets about 1.5 feet to 2 feet tall and about 1 foot wide, so I do plant them pretty close. Bees really go crazy for this. Full sun lover. This one is also on a weekly water soluble fertilizer. Highly recommend adding this one into your garden if you want pollinators to be feeding all the time. There is a difference, so there is perennial and annual scabiosa, and they have very different growing habits. So this perennial scabiosa right here stays a little bit more compact and it just constantly blooms, where the annual scabiosa throws out a ton more blooms and it gets quite a bit taller. I've grown both and I personally love both of them, but this one is a staple in my garden, growing zones 5 through 9. This one right here is called gomphrena. This is truffle pink gomphrena, and it is a beautiful plant to add into the garden. It's airy, it's gorgeous. Pollinators do love it. I do see hummingbirds on this one occasionally, so this is another one that I do recommend. These guys right here were planted on April 24th, so they haven't grown. They've grown a ton, but they haven't grown to their mature size yet, and they haven't been in the ground very long, but they're doing so good. I plan to add a couple more into my garden. These guys are just an annual in the garden, but I think they're so worth it. They'll get about 2.5 feet tall and about 2.5 feet wide, and I think if you do kind of a good mass of them, they'll grow all together, and then you get this gorgeous swath of plants. This right here is 6 of them, and I'm going to be adding just a couple more to this section. This next plant that I have for you guys is called nepida. I have 3 different varieties of it. I love it. This one right here is my brand new favorite one. I'm obsessed with it. This is called Lemon Perfection Nepida. I have Junior Walker and I have Cat's Pajama Nepida. All of them do well. I love the color of this one. Bees on this nonstop on all the varieties of nepida. It's a really, really good one to add to the garden for a good pop of color with beautiful blooms that the bees love. This was planted on April 18th. It's growing zones 3 through 8, and it's going to get about 12 inches tall and 18 inches wide. So this one stays a little bit smaller. There are some other nepidas that we do have on the property that get really large, and then we also have some medium-sized ones. I recommend all the nepidas. I think they're so beautiful, but this chartreuse green is a great one to add into your garden. This last one that I have for you is Salvia, and oh my goodness, this one is a workhorse in the garden. So this is Salvia rockin' the fuchsia, and this one is so stunning. Even when it's done blooming, it has these beautiful dark little calyx on it. The hummingbirds are always on this plant. This is 3 of them, so you don't need many of them for a really big impact in your garden. These were planted on March 13th, so they haven't really been in the garden all that long, and they've put on a really good size. I have 3 more that I do plan to add into my garden this year. I just need to get them planted. Bees love it, hummingbirds love it. There's a bumblebee right now buzzing around. It gets about 2.5 feet tall and wide. Most people will treat this as an annual, but in zones 9 through 11, it is a perennial. It should come back for you if you cut it back every year. Salvias most often come back for me. I'm in a growing zone 9A. This is a really, really good one to add into the garden. And the purple flowers just glow with the dark calyx, dark stems, and then the bright green foliar growth. This is a really, really good one to add into the garden. Probably one of my favorites this year. So that is my list of 5 plants that I think that you should be adding into your garden. Perennials, annuals, big flowers, big impact, lots of color in the garden. And if there's any in your garden that you absolutely love that I should add into mine. Thanks for visiting our garden, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.